So this is not how I expected this update to start off or to go in general, but today is April 1st and we're gonna dive into how things went in the month of March and the goals that I'm setting for myself for the month of April. So let's just dive right in. And at the beginning of March, on March 1st, I was 178 pounds. I had just come off of completing a 36-ish hour water fast, which was recommended by my endocrinologist to do about once a week or so. I have not been able to keep up with doing that once a week just because our weekends are pretty packed, and it's something that I need to do on a lighter day of activity. And so I have very limited days in which I can make that happen at this point in my life. So I kind of do it when I can, but at the beginning of March, or at the end of February rather, I decided that I was going to do a 24-hour fast, and then that 24-hour fast turned into about 36 hours. So yeah, I started off March at 178, and I'm starting off the month of April at 182.6, which is really not much of a change from where I was my last update when I posted around March 10th. But one thing that I want to say is, first off, if you can't tell, I am sick. I have some kind of like sinus infection situation going on. I went yesterday to urgent care and got medication, not an antibiotic this time, thank goodness, because I just had one of those in December and I really didn't want to go on another antibiotic that soon after because my stomach has definitely been sensitive. So I'm trying to remedy that situation. But I ended up on a steroid. So today was day 2 of steroids. I think I have to do it for 5 days, just to try to knock down the inflammation and everything. So yeah, right now I do feel pretty swollen, pretty inflamed. Obviously I don't feel super great, so I'm just doing the best I can with what I have at this moment in my life. But the first of the month, I always take body measurements in addition to taking my weight so that I can kind of compare month to month where my measurements are, because sometimes you will see movement on the scale and maybe not necessarily movement in inches, or vice versa. You may see not really any movement on the scale and you are seeing inches come off. So looking back in my phone, I keep a little like notepad thing, and I started it April 1st of last year, and this is where I feel super disappointed in myself that I allowed myself to gain this much weight in a year. But on April 1st of 2025, I was 171.8 pounds. However, my measurements hadn't really changed a whole lot. I got a little bit wider in the hips, and in the waist, quite a bit in the waist, but everything else pretty much stayed the same-ish relative. So yeah, I've gained most of my weight in my midsection, which makes a lot of sense because I have been experiencing a lot of stress, and with stress comes cortisol, and cortisol makes you gain weight in your midsection. So not ideal, but it is what it is. And so if you really break it down to gaining 10 pounds-ish in a year, to gain 10 pounds in a year, you really only have to be eating, like overeating by about 100 calories per day, which is really doable, you know. Until recently, I hadn't really been drinking sodas at all. I hadn't really been doing a lot of any kind of like sugary drinks, aside from I would have like a Poppy here and there or a Recess Mood here and there, which those don't even really have like a lot of sugar in them. But I was pretty much just doing Spindrifts and regular water, or water with my like migraine cocktail in it, which I have since kind of added to that cocktail, but I digress. So recently though, I did start drinking a Sprite here and there, and then for like the last 2 weeks, it's probably been every day that I drink a Sprite. So that is kind of my first thing on the chopping block, is that I'm going to not drink Sprite at all. And I've actually gotten my husband on board with this as well. I told him, you know, if I ask you for a Sprite, you tell me no, go drink a Spindrift. If I ask for fries or from Chick-fil-A, which we do Chick-fil-A probably once a week, if I ask for fries from Chick-fil-A, you say you can have a small fry and you're gonna have a salad with it, just to give me some accountability, because I have to kind of like stop the bleeding of overeating, and I need to do that in a healthy, sustainable way so that I can actually maintain a healthy weight that I feel comfortable and confident at. So aside from all of the things that I want to cut out this month and kind of replace with other things, I want to share with you guys what my actual weight loss number is for this month. So as of today, I'm 182.6. Ideally, my goal is to be 178 or less by the end of the month. And 178 puts me at like 4.5-ish pounds. So that's kind of the goal. I want to be 178 or less. And again, my focuses are to eat better, cut out like the sugary junk that I don't need, and exercise. But I'm gonna go gentle on the exercise so that I don't burn out super quickly, because I do get pretty sore pretty fast. So ultimately, my goal is to get down to at least 145 pounds. I do like 145 pounds, but when I was around like 130 to 135, I liked that even more. However, that is not necessarily the healthiest weight or the easiest weight to maintain. Like, I'm really just not sure about that. So my first goal is to get back down to 145, because again, I felt probably my best around that weight, if not lower. So that is about 37.5, 38 pounds that I'm planning to lose. And I'm just gonna continue to share my journey here on how I get there, and doing it more holistically this time, with ensuring that I am working on my fitness level, flexibility, all of that, in addition to what I'm putting in my body. Because last time I only had my focus on what I was eating, and it wasn't sustainable. Clearly, I need to be doing something different at this point so that I can have that long-term sustainable weight loss that pretty much everybody is looking for. And in addition to sharing my weight loss journey on this channel, I'm also going to be sharing some content related to women's health and pelvic health on this channel, because both of those topics are super important to me as someone with chronic vestibular migraines and endometriosis, as I am also on this journey to expand my family, hopefully, with things falling into place. So if that sounds like a channel that you want to be a part of, please go ahead and give this video a like and subscribe to my channel. Please leave any bits of encouragement, advice, sharing your story down in the comments below. I would love to get to know you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.